Hey, everybody, I'm Bethany, and I'm a casting producer for Unscripted TV.
Hey, I'm Danny, and I'm also a casting producer for Unscripted TV.
And we are excited to bring you our new podcast, Casting Stories Untold.
I love this look, this whatever room you're
Oh,
in,
that.
there.
Thank you. Let me see.
I'm loving.
Oh.
And well, I guess this is a podcast, so. But
Well, for those who can't see, I have on like a blouse that has sort of like orangey and then green flowers and a green plant in the background. Yeah, I'm in my hometown of Fort Wayne, Indiana, an Airbnb.
remember when I got Indiana like assigned to me for
Of course I remember.
and I
Well, yeah,
was
and I feel like
so pissed. I was so
well, first of all, I take so much
I hate
issue with that.
that. I know.
But no, I'm just kidding.
No,
But
but
you didn't come to me, I feel like.
no,
And
I
I was
did.
like,
No, no,
"Why?"
I
Oh,
did.
you did. Okay.
Robin
But
was
not
like,
at first
"You
or
need to go
something.
talk to Bethany," and then I did, and you were like,
Yeah.
"You're gonna love it," and I did.
And did you?
Yes, 100%.
Because you were where were you? Indy, right? You were in
I was
Indianapolis.
yeah, Indy. What is like? What do you do in Fort Wayne?
Well, so Fort Wayne is by the way, people hear like Indiana and also they hear obviously like Fort Wayne and think it's rural. And, I mean, it obviously is like good heartland Midwest, but it's very, well, Fort Wayne's the second biggest city in Indiana, and it's really progressive. I mean, there's a huge arts community here, I mean, Earth, Wind, and Fire is going to be here on Saturday. There's like fun things to do. There's always like a festival. There's always some kind of, show to see or thing to do. Pride is here next weekend or this coming weekend. Like it's an amazing, progressive, cultured city, and I'm really proud to be from it.
Oh,
So there.
so
So they're
that
haters. Now just kidding.
how far
Okay.
is it from Indianapolis?
It's like 2 hours. So it's like Fort Wayne is like northeast, and then Indy's like kind of in the middle, and then Bloomington is like a couple out, like a little bit south of Indy.
So
So
when I went to Indianapolis, I drove there from Chicago with
where I
Mark.
went to school. Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
yes. Oh,
Yeah,
where?
yeah.
Yes. And so we get in the car. We had the option to fly or to drive, and I said, I'd rather drive. Like, I just don't want to be at the time crunch of a flight. And if I can just rent a car, that feels so much more free. Quick little road trip. So Mark was like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna be driving past Michael Jackson's hometown,
Oh, Gary, Indiana.
Gary, Indiana." I said, "We have to make a little pit stop." I can't.
Side note, you can smell Gary before you get to Gary.
I mean, the absolute scariest place I've ever been in my life. Two,
Scary. Was it? I just meant like the sulfur, like you
uh,
smell it, but like you had a
it
scary.
was like a movie set where everything hadn't changed from like the 1950s. It
Oh.
was, and it was like deserted and like run down. And let me tell you, we kind of, I guess, stupidly stopped, I think, at like Popeyes to like get food in
Yeah.
Gary. And we go in there. It's like tense. People are fighting. An old woman comes to us, and because like a fight is starting to break out there. Um, and she comes to us and she looks us in the eyes and she goes, "Boys, if something happens, I got you. They won't harm something like they won't get me. So just step behind me and something." And we were like, "What? Where are we?" Like, oh my God.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, it's so scary, but I do love that like Mama was gonna protect her little boys.
Oh,
She was gonna put you behind her back.
that made me
Oh,
very at ease that we had mama,
yeah.
but very un at ease that we had
Scary.
to be we were in a place that needed a mama like that.
I know. Yeah.
And then all the
Well,
equipment in the car, we were like, we need to like get out of here.
oh my gosh. Well, shout out to Gary and hopefully it can
No,
get the
and his
needed
house.
resources soon to
Have you seen Michael's house? It's
up level.
tiniest little thing.
Tiny, tiny. Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy.
I haven't seen it in person because literally, like when I would go to school from, Indiana, like I would pass through in Gary, but like I never would like stop there or like look around or whatever. Just would, like smell it, go through it, get to Chicago. But I've seen it like on camera and stuff, and it's really, really tiny.
But I also know it as from the Music Man, like Gary Indy, like that.
And a Gary,
So I thought it was
Indiana,
like a
my home,
tripping
sweet home. Ooh, no. Nope, it smells
song.
bad. And apparently
Scary.
is Scary
Um,
Gary.
Scary Gary. Well, on today's podcast, we have someone who was on and won the summit on CBS. Um, his name's Nick. He sometimes goes by Captain Nick Morgan. Here he is.
Yay, Nick.
What's going on?
Oh,
Hey,
hello,
Hello.
hello.
nice to meet
What's
you.
up?
You're
Nice to meet you.
you're vertical. Can you flip it to landscape or horizontal?
I think I can do that.
As if you
Let's
haven't done
go.
this 1 million times.
Yeah, what is this? What am I trying out
Everybody
for
does
here?
it. You might have to toggle it, Nick. This is good for everybody to hear, though. So you might have to toggle it back and then do it.
I'm going to be the
Or your
scapegoat
screen
on how to
rotation
mess
lock
up an
is
interview.
on.
Yeah, or you might have exactly your lock might be
Ah,
on.
that's what it is. Look at Danny over here. Yeah,
Most people don't have. Oh, there you are.
there we go. That better?
Hello.
Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Thank you. What's going on?
Is the beard new?
I'm trying out a new look here, Danny. Makes me look a little older, a little more mystique.
A
Wow.
little more
Oh,
mature. It's working for you.
it's
I
going
might do the Danny
long.
mustache soon, though. Let me see.
Because I
I
feel like
got
when
you.
I
Didn't
were you were clean shaven
No,
or
I had a tight chin strap.
high chin strap.
Gives me a little more appeal.
What room are we in right now? Is this your house?
Yeah, it's my office.
Chokes,
Okay.
chokes, chokes,
Did
chokes.
you did you do a whole upgrade? I want to hear about like what I mean, I'm really jumping right in, but I want to hear what you spent your prize money on, Mr. Winner.
Well, I just bought my first rental property, so I'm going to try to get into that. All this was
Awesome.
my fiance, so we've really been saving. She just went back to school, so it's tight around here. So no big
Tight,
spends, no big spends.
Mr. Winner, and it's tight.
I like to save for a rainy day. I like to put it into an account.
That you are very like business minded like that. I
Money
feel like
minded.
when I met you, weren't you like not the janitor, but something
The
like that?
Come on, the janitor.
But no,
No, I
you.
wasn't the janitor. Yeah, I was a warehouse worker. I was
Okay.
stacking boxes on and off shelves and sweating in the Louisiana heat.
Oh my
No
gosh.
AC.
Okay, so tell us your story really quickly, Nick, just for people who might not know. I mean, it's nice to meet
Yeah,
you. I'm Bethany. Hello. And then obviously Danny cast you. So tell us
yeah.
a little bit about like what you were doing beforehand and then the show that you were on and you know.
Are we rolling? Are we live? Have we
Oh, honey,
started?
where
Yes.
you
There's
hopped
no
in?
intro or a
No, baby.
countdown?
It's real
All
live.
right. I gotta hop in live. Okay.
Yeah.
So from Louisiana, born and raised, played baseball and football growing up, played baseball in college, decided to have a career as a warehouse worker instead of going professional. But ended up doing that. Met Danny a couple years ago, and it's just phenomenal. So I've grown in my career. I'm in IT now. Don't really know a lot about IT, but I know enough. And then I just am living life. I got engaged about a year ago, right after the show came out, and she hated being on TV, by the way. So let's not run that clip. But we're getting married next month. I'm sorry, November next month. Jesus. So that's where we are.
Well, congratulations. That is amazing. Were you, I mean, so you were engaged, you got engaged after you won the money. Is that correct? So it was like sort of like a proposal, 500K proposal.
Yeah, it was all part of the surprise, the theatrics behind it. So yeah, it was all planned. It was well done, and it was just still crazy. I still get a little emotional thinking about it.
Oh, how did you guys meet?
So her identical twin is actually married to my best friend. I know.
Oh
I
my
can't get
God.
them out of my damn house. They're always over here. So, but yeah, it was a weird story. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We were a couple grades. I was a couple grades in front of her, so we always missed each other through like elementary school, middle school, high school, and then we linked up, later after college, and here we are.
Wow, wow, wow. Well,
Love
dating a
that.
twin, is that's something.
And they're absolutely identical. A lot of people can't tell them apart still to this day. And the problem is not their looks that they look alike, it's the way they think, and everything is alike. So if you play the little games with them and we have game nights and stuff, she'll be like, orange. And they'll go, oh, yeah. And they'll name something from 30 years ago. And we're going, how does orange give you that? It's crazy.
Where are you getting married? Also, my invitation must have gotten lost in the mail.
Oh, this is
What do you mean? You
awkward.
didn't get it? I sent one to Bethany.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, Danny.
Is it going to be like a big New Orleans wedding thing?
Not in New Orleans. We're a little more small town than that. We're going to do it in a small town outside of Hammond. It's kind of, 10 acres, one barn, real nice, new renovated, but we'll probably have maybe 200 people. We are inviting some house guests, and we are not inviting some other house people. And I say house guests, contestants from the show.
There was no house
forecasting.
there.
I'm forecasting here. They heard that. Contestants, house guests.
Because he wanted to be on, you wanted to be on Big Brother.
It's a tough subject. It's a tough subject.
Well, why is it a tough subject? I mean, you won all the money.
I should have been on that show. That was my turn. That was my time. I think Big Brother sits perfect for me. I've been a Big Brother fan since I was a kid. Everyone said, Nick, I think you'd be good on it. I wanted to make it, and still waiting on the call.
So you want to go on Big Brother, which is like obviously sitting around in a house for 3 months. I know it's very difficult. Don't get me wrong. But then you had to did you have to climb a whole mountain instead?
Danny wouldn't tell me what was going on, so no, I wouldn't have done this mountain climbing experience. He knew damn well I was scared of heights, and he still wanted me on this. Big Brother's more my style now. I want to do a little more of the strategy side. I want ways to save myself, and you give me a couple competitions a week, I'd be tough to get out.
You use strategy in this show?
A lot. But here's the problem. Okay, I said the problem. The thing with the summit was there was no way to save myself if I did go too aggressive. It was like you get one lifeline. So, for instance, when I decided Amy at the end, when y'all saw at the beach, when I kind of was getting on her a little bit, that was more along the lines of no one was targeting Amy at all. She was going to make it to the end. And I knew if I'm at the end with her, if there is some kind of vote, which CBS does, there's no way I beat Amy. But the problem is once I got on her, I knew, there's no challenge. There's no immunity idol. There's no, veto comp. I can't necessarily save myself. So I want a game where I can play a little more aggressive and act out just a little more. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Even more aggressive. Wow.
Even more aggressive. Yeah. Shocking, right? I see y'all had Josh on the show, and I see him on the challenge and other stuff, and I want a little bit of the action. I want to be in that.
Didn't you have to decide between two people at the end and sort of not backstab, but sort of maybe for lack of a better word?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd use backstab. Yes, but you're right though. Yeah, Jeannie.
You had to make a tough
choice. It came down
choice.
to me and 3 others, so it was the final 4, and we kind of had to decide who was going to make it. They didn't show everything. Okay, so there's some things that were necessarily missed. But yes, I had to choose to leave Jeannie behind and keep Theron. The goal was to leave Pumpkin. That final bag, what they didn't I already had this elaborate plan, and I had it with Theron and Jeannie, and I had a separate plan with Pumpkin. I knew that the next day was going to be the final challenge. It was day 14. Pumpkin and I were not very close. I knew I had Theron and Jeannie no matter what. So I had a plan with Theron and Jeannie that was, if this bag drops, we need to 3 unanimously vote that I get to go first, because I will then make sure that us 3 get across, and we'll leave Pumpkin. I told Pumpkin we need to make sure me, her, and Theron get across. And she goes, well, I want to go first. And I said, okay, here's where I have a little problem thinking. I thought this, at the last challenge, this was going to be the first bad bag, meaning we grabbed the bag. It's always been about being first in greed. And I thought the final twist at the end was first one to the bag that wants it the most, they're done. So I couldn't decide whether I wanted the bag or didn't. And then I let her get the bag. I don't know. It was tough.
So you mentioned, I'll just go really quick, that there were things that they didn't show. What can you talk about? I mean, obviously, we're not going to, break any NDAs or say anything, but
Sure.
like, what can you talk about that they didn't show that might be interesting to people?
So some of the, I guess let's call it, Becky Lee looked like she was doing a lot of the running, and she was the most outspoken about it. Let me make this clear. Becky was the best knight in shining armor for my game, and they didn't show enough of, this is how it would work. Becky was not afraid to get her hands dirty. This is why I think of the Big Brother house, and they always have the cameras. I Becky and I would strategize. I didn't want to necessarily go and do it. And so I put a thought in her head, and she was just an incredible player. And I wish they would have showed more of that so they could really see where the ideas were coming from. But that's okay. That's
You
okay.
were planting seeds. Yeah.
I'm sitting
Yeah, I'd like a little more of it.
I'm sitting here trying to think, like, I know you pretty well now, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like you are a very convincing person.
Mhm.
And how had I not known you to be this wheeling and dealing type of person, like, I'm trying to wonder, like, would I fall for this? Would I fall under your spell of like, I'm just gonna do what Nick says?
I'm a salesman, Danny. I've always been a salesman. So it goes back to, listen, I can tell you some bridges are burned still from this show. Um, some people aren't ready to give me another chance. When we got off the mountain, so obviously all the cast still communicates and stuff. Before we were able to get all the way back, there was text in our group chat. They didn't think my name was Nick. They didn't think I had a fiance. They didn't think I was from Louisiana. They thought I had made up this entire elaborate story to do all this because everyone was hearing different things that I was telling them. And then all of a sudden at the bonfire in the last episode, it started to come out. And I'm going, y'all got to give me a break here.
Mm. That's
Have
all.
you all reconciled? Like, is everything good now?
Um, some
Yeah.
are good. Some just, we don't really get along great. But I think that's all part of it.
Yeah, 'tis life.
There were some tough breaks there at the end. I can think of a few, but yeah, some people who thought they were really, really close. One of them in particular thought they had this elaborate plan on me to get me out. And what they didn't know is I already had a plan with the same people to get this contestant out.
Oh.
And she felt like I completely backstabbed her and took her out. It became a big, big deal. I still like everybody, but at the end of the day, listen, I get it. I get it. There can only be one king of the summit.
Because you are like fiercely competitive, Bethany. I remember in his interview, but didn't you tell me you would just like lay in the dark and throw marbles
I
into
still do. I still do to keep my coordination super high. This is why I need those challenges in one of these games. But so now it's an everyday thing. So a couple times a week, I'll sit in the room and I have an empty room on the other side of the house and it's just empty. There's only two things in there. And in both the front corners, there's a beer bottle and a beer bottle. So normally for maybe 30 minutes a night, I'll flick all the lights off and just start tossing marbles just into the cans. So it's a thing to keep my stamina up.
How does that keep your stamina up?
Because I just throw it for hours and just 30 in a row, 40 in a row, 50 in a row.
I mean, you're like crazily competitive.
You
I want to show it. I want to show it. Get me somewhere off a mountain. I don't want to zip line. I don't want to do all these crazy heights and swimming things. Give me some hand-eye coordination challenges. And I think I challenge Frank.
So let's talk about that a little bit because so you were saying that you didn't really know what it was until you got there. So when
Not at
you
all.
showed up, you literally were like, "Oh, this is like a comp show, maybe like a little." I'm sure you're thinking like Big Brother-ish kind of comp,
Mhm.
and you see like this like hill or whatever. Are you just like, this
There's
is
no.
insane? Like, no, thank you. Like, beep beep.
I honestly didn't know if I was gonna be able to do it. I'll be completely honest. Everyone knows me as being terrified of heights. We'll go on vacations to the beach. I don't go on the balcony. If we're 4 levels up, I'm staying in the room. I'll slide the glass door open and I'll wave at everybody. When I heard what we were gonna have to do, that first challenge where we were on the rope with a partner and having to kind of glide across I said, this is the first one. It's got to get harder from here. I thought about maybe I should just go home.
But honestly, Matt, like props to you because I also have a fear of heights. And even watching that stuff kind of got my hands sweaty. Like I will get sweaty palms just from watching things like that.
Yeah.
It was not ideal. If there was ever going to be another one, I would not want to be back. I'm good. Put me in a house,
Really? You
put me
wouldn't,
on a beach.
Nick, you wouldn't do that to win maybe, possible another 500K. You would not. Oh,
That's the biggest problem,
wow.
Bethany. I'd really be walking away from $500,000. That's what I know, but I just don't know if I want to do it. It was really terrifying. I'm telling you. My forearms on that last one where we had to crawl from hanging on the rope upside down. The worst
Nope.
part about it is to get vertical or to get horizontal on the rope. You had to basically put your feet on the corner of the mountain and lean back off of it. And I remember going, I'm not going to be able to fall off this mountain.
Nope. That's a hard pass.
So
Yeah,
then you
it was
wouldn't do
tough.
like you mentioned, Josh, the challenge. Like you wouldn't want to do something like that then.
I don't know if I want to do the challenge either. I love the atmosphere of the challenge. I just don't know if I can run and jump off a building. I'm serious. I don't know if I can do it. I don't care if you put any amount in front of me. I might freeze. I don't know.
I think you're that competitive that you could.
If we're talking some crap and smack talking, I probably would. When I'm in there and the testosterone's high, yeah, I'm ready to rock.
I feel like I could
It's
see. Oh, sorry, go Bethany.
Oh, so this, I was just thinking, like, obviously you said you were like, well, engaged after, but
Yeah.
seriously committed relationship before. So I wonder, like, how that would be for your partner to like know you're going into a show and you signed up, but to actually like summit a insane mountain, they must, she must have been like, this is not what I signed up for either, to like have you put yourself out there, like risk like that.
That was the toughest part. So obviously, when we get there, we have no communication. We have no communication with the outside world. The only thing we know are the contestants there, right? So she didn't necessarily know what I was doing. When I got back, there's only so much I could tell her. And when she sees some of these things, I mean, it was a emotional time. Every Wednesday night, we'd have family and friends over. She's grabbing my forearm. Everyone was shaking, and she's like, "Still, I don't know how Nick did it." So it was a cool moment.
I mean, I am very happy that you did it because, like, I think Bethany, I told you, Nick is someone who I have been trying to get on a show for years. Every time I'm on a new show, I'm like, "Yay, Nick, let's do this one!" And it just for whatever reason didn't work out. I think one of them was like a pilot that ended up not going.
Yep.
I forget the other things.
There was one that was like a one episode and done. It wasn't a series, kind of like I think it was snake oil or something like that with one.
Was that me? I don't think I ever reached out.
Yes, it was you. The only one I talked to. You're my guy, Danny. You're the
I don't
only
think
one.
I
I don't
got
even say
that
I
show.
say, hey,
Snake
I got a
oil?
guy.
Did I cast snake oil? Oh my God. I literally have the worst memory, but I don't think I did.
No, you
That
got me
does
engaged
sound
with somebody.
familiar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it does speak to like, because it's kind of a through line of like people we're talking to, that resilience and like coming back and trying again if it hadn't doesn't work out the first time or couple times.
Yeah, I mean, you can't give up. Speaking of the show that we were just on, Jeannie tried out for 20 years in a row for Survivor and other shows, and she's in her upper 50s, and she's the most awesome woman I've probably ever met. She is phenomenal, and she just never lost hope, and she was just confident that one year would be her year. And yeah, if you're out there and you are trying out, you don't stop. Keep trying out because you really just never know.
That is true. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of those people were Survivor auditioners, Big Brother
Yeah.
auditioners. Um,
And just in
Well, that was
life,
the
like, yeah, oh, go ahead.
No, that was another thing, right? So part of the kind of charade was I first of all, I didn't tell people that I was as Big Brother fan as I am. So I kind of made it seem like I was more just kind of the guy kind of figuring it all out. Like I'm not aware of these plays. There's somebody in particular I can think of that had no experience with reality shows. Everybody loved this person. And so I would always talk to them as if I didn't either. The mental side and the strategy side, I wanted to try to act like publicly I didn't know what was going on. And then behind the scenes, it was full send.
what was the harder finals process? I mean, because I guess you did finals pre-COVID in person for Big Brother, and then
Yes.
you did it the post-COVID way for this summit show, but both CBS. What
Mhm.
what did you like better? What was harder?
So the pre-COVID one was obviously in person, right? So flew out to Los Angeles, got to meet everybody in person, got to meet some of the people, and I actually enjoyed it. Like I remember the final round, we walked in and there's 10 people there, and you're sitting there in the chair and they're hammering you with all kind of questions. I love it. I mean, I loved being the in-person side. The hardest part about the post-COVID is it's all virtual and you can't read everyone's faces as well. So it's tough to know how you're kind of coming off. So I prefer it in person, but it's similar in the same amount of rooms, same questions, things like that.
It is interesting. I feel like we probably, I would assume in finals, we probably get different people making it through than we would on Zoom, than we would in person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I would be a little bit more nervous in person and potentially better on Zoom. I don't know. What do you
You're just a guy. You're just a guy for the camera. That's all it is.
Oh,
We just got to get you on the camera.
Were you more nervous with one or the other, Nick?
This is going to sound bad. I was more excited than nervous. I was ready to. I was looking forward to it when I found out this is the finals, or hey, I had to go to this room at this time. It reminded me of playing ball and it's game day, and I got a couple hours till we start. I was drinking pre-workout, locked and loaded.
So you're a person, I imagine, that just doesn't really get that nervous of things. You're more
Not unless I'm
excited.
hanging off the
Yeah.
side of a cliff with a rope. But other than that, no, I love human interaction. I like obviously talking. I like doing all of that. So no pressure there on the question side, and I'll get more nervous on the physical stuff.
Because isn't that kind of, didn't you talk your way up like at your job? Because what do you do now?
Oh yeah. Well, now I'm an executive vice president. So not at that company. I changed on to another company, started in sales, first outside sales role. Within a year, I became the sales manager. Within another year, I became the VP of sales. And then about a year later, I'm the executive vice president now, that kind of oversees the company. So, yeah.
And what's crazy? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was just gonna say, like, do you feel like coming back from the summit, you overcame all these things and you faced your fears, and did that have to do with you pushing yourself forward in these roles?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt different. Like there's always, so now I am 30. Okay. When I was 24, I had a little, believe it or not, I probably had more than I do now, confidence in a little bit. But so when I got to 30, I hadn't competed in a sport in a while. And I started to feel like, am I slowing down? Am I losing some of my competitive edge? And my favorite movie of all time is Departed. And Leonardo DiCaprio, he's sitting there with a psychologist, and she asks him, is there something you've learned about yourself? And he basically holds his hand out and he goes, I've learned that my hand never shakes. And so that means when the time is as intense and scary as situations can get, I get more focused. And I've always said that I'm that guy, but I've never really had that kind of opportunity to prove it. And then when all the stuff from the summit came out, I went, I am exactly who I say I am.
I can do anything, really. If you can do that, you can. What can't you do?
That's right. Yep.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you go? I bet you watched Friends, Bethany.
Mhm.
Is Friends before your time, or did you watch it?
I've seen bits and pieces.
It's when they're gambling for the apartment, for Monica's apartment, and Rachel for Monica's like, look at my hand, it's super steady. And then then they're like gamble again, and she's like, Rachel's like, look at my hand, and it's like shake, 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 shake. I do not have a steady hand, so I would not be able to do these things.
You'd be sweating all over the place.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Well, I guess how's the process changed for y'all? I mean, casting has to be, y'all do a lot of the stuff remotely though, right? Y'all don't usually do the in-person stuff.
Correct. Like it's starting to go back a little bit. I mean, there's, a couple shows I know of right now that are actually going back to in-person finals. So
Really?
I think it's slowly creeping back just for some. I think it depends on what the show is. If, it's like we just talked about, like you're going to get things in person that you don't necessarily get virtually. So I do think it's important in some cases. So I think we both miss it. We both miss it a little bit.
I do.
Well, so I'm curious, when COVID happened, did y'all get more people trying out, less people trying out? Like obviously every industry in the world probably saw a decline for a little while, then pick back up. Did y'all just stay steady?
I don't know.
Well, we were literally working on Big Brother, both of us together, 22, and it obviously the world closed, so we were
Yeah.
like closed also as our jobs went away, everybody's. And then, yeah, I mean, I think when it picked back up, unscripted casting was one of the first things I think to come back and stay steady. And then we did get an influx of people because everything went online. So obviously it's easier for people to apply
Sure.
for shows. They don't have to travel and whatnot. And we used to do a great deal of recruiting beforehand. And of course, everything became, like more social media and online recruiting. But so those are the ways that it changed for us. But
The
yeah, I
recruiting,
mean,
like y'all would go find people that weren't
Oh,
even sending stuff in.
we would be out in the bars, in the
Really?
clubs, yeah.
out on the streets, honey. Yes, we were.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
At
cool.
the beaches, and let me tell you, I have like recruiting, not PTSD, but like I sometimes when I see super hot people, I'm like, oh, like my brain will go to like, should and then I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I don't have to
Yeah.
recruit them.
Yeah.
Yay! Like I was just at the Vegas at the Win or the Encore pool party, and like everyone there was like so hot and beautiful, and I was like, why did we not come here to recruit for shows?
Danny's talking to somebody. Go, is he hitting on me? Like, no, he's trying to find out if they want to put you on the show.
Uh-huh.
And speaking of casting, you casted Theron, huh?
Another Big Brother, like he was an alternate, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I know. I love him. Like he literally, Bethany, were you there when we had that open call at in the Valley at Jalapeno Pete's? He just came up to my table. And then he was another one that I just tried to like put on shows. And then he also won,
Oh.
right? Ish.
I
Second.
said it earlier and I'll say it again. There's only one king of the summer.
Okay.
Did the second and third place winners win any money?
They
Mhm.
won, they split 250 a pop.
Okay.
So, and Theron is such a funny story. I love Theron to death. And no one knew how tight Theron and I were. Theron and I, from day one, the first time we were climbing, I read him really well. He read me well. And he was outspoken that he was a gamer. I had mentioned to him some game talk to see if I could trust him not spilling it out there. Theron and I became like brothers out there, but we made a pact that we would not communicate like that in front of other people. And it came back. It's really the reason we made it as far as we did. And the exact reason why I won is because he had my back in scenarios where people would come and talk to him and go, we got to get Nick out. They didn't know Theron would come back to me and we would talk. And Theron and I love Theron to death. He was my favorite person out on the mountain. Without him, I wouldn't have made it. And it was just so fun to play with him.
He's the best. I feel like you can't meet him and not love him.
He's phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Then that's so cool that he like got to win a little bit too. That it wasn't, he didn't go away empty-handed, especially with your relationship.
Couldn't be happier because he actually played in a lot of. So we talked about what was showed. They showed a lot of him screaming and crying and being theatrical. He was a good game player. Theron would come and we would talk strategies and other things. I'm like, he gets it. He is exactly where he needs to be. He was a lot more strategic than what showed off. He was a very good player. And if someone were to get the money, if you would say, Nick, if it wasn't for you, who should have gotten the 500K? Theron, hands down, from a game perspective, because that's what I was trying to base everything off of. If I was in the jury, and we can talk about how many years that we've seen disgruntled jury members where I would think vote the wrong way. I felt like that was happening. If y'all watched the Final Fire, I was getting fireballs from everybody, and I'm going, is this going to happen? Y'all are all mad because I lied to you, but if I didn't lie to you, I'd be sitting in your seat. And so if you ask me, Nick, who should have gotten money if it wasn't you? Theron. Theron played a fantastic game.
Were there any like not close calls? Obviously, you guys were safe, but like, were there any moments where you were like, ooh, like this could be dangerous?
Every single one.
Really?
Everyone. I don't know anybody who's setting all this equipment up. I've never been over here. I don't know what's going on. And I keep thinking to myself, it takes one rope to snap, I guess. I don't know. So every one of them, and from my perspective, it was,
Yeah.
please work and be okay. I'm trying to think of one that was like, the zip line, right? Where we had to run across the mountain and hold on. That was one that required probably the most strength. And you had to go from one mountaintop to the other, and nothing was, I mean, you basically had a rope with a knot on the end. And that one was one where I think that was one where the rope broke with Amy, and it was a big deal. Yeah,
Oh my God. You know what
it was
I'm
scary.
really, and I want you to speak to this a little bit or what this
Yeah.
looked like.
Mhm.
People doing this while holding a camera. What were the cameramen like?
Yeah.
How were they ascending this mountain and filming you? Like, that seems super impressive.
The crew was the camera people, the safety people were very impressive. We're going up these mountains and rocks. They're doing it one handed, not even really looking where they're stepping. They're all in incredible shape. I mean, so obviously we couldn't communicate, interact, look, do anything, but they were like, they definitely lived out there. It was incredible to watch how easily they would glide through the trees, the rocks. I mean, they were impressive.
So they have to be cameramen and then also like serious climbers or outdoorsmen or
Hmm.
whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Cameramen. There were some climbers that I think were the ones kind of setting up some of the challenge. And then they had a safety crew. Um, yeah, those are the
Did
people.
you ever look at them and be like, I'm barely doing this with my two hands and just and stuff, and you're literally doing this one-handedly?
I got blisters all over my ankles, my feet. I'm tore up. My legs are sore. I got cuts all over my body. I'm trying to avoid every branch, and they're just like nothing. Like they're walking on the sidewalk. I'm like, good thing these people aren't on this show.
It
Jesus.
must have been so much better though to have those people around because there's shows like I don't know whatever Alone or where it's like
Sure.
crazy and then you just have like your own you're basically documenting your own journey. So to have them at least other people around, you're like, oh, thank God. At least if they're letting them do this, at least I know I'm somewhat gonna make it.
It definitely helps, right? I wouldn't want to be the first one to go and to try something. So it was good to have them out there. And I mean, it was 24/7. They had every single thing that came out of your mouth. You had a mic on, cameras on you. I mean, they really captured as much as they could. Talking about some things that they didn't. So what they didn't catch is I had basically a full-on panic attack night one. I've never seen a bivy. I didn't know what a bivy was. It's
I
the
don't
little
know.
I
person.
I still don't
I
know.
don't know that.
Okay, it's the personal tent. So in our backpack, we had the little personal tent that's a solo. And that way, if we didn't make camp, we'd have to pop it right there where we were. Okay. Now, not only am I terrified of heights, I'm claustrophobic like crazy. Okay. I don't like to sit in the back seat of cars. I want the windshield. Like, I don't want to be entrapped in anything. So, night one, first day, we go 4 hours off track. Thanks, Darren. And then we end up not making the camp. So they're like, hey, we got to pop a tent here. And I'm like, pop a tent? How do I set this thing up? And so I'm looking around, seeing them set it up. We got it all situated right before dark. Here's the problem. I drank a lot of water that day. Okay. I get in the sleeping bag, we get it all set. And then you zip yourself completely enclosed, and it's about this high from your face. So, middle of the night, I wake up and I got to go to the bathroom. Okay. It's cold. Okay. It's pitch black and I can't find my damn headlamp. It's somewhere in here on the ground, but I got my clothes. I got a headlamp somewhere loose, and now I can't find the zipper to get the hell out of this thing. And so I'm trying to say, dude, calm down, breathe. You're gonna find it. Control yourself. And after I couldn't find it in about a minute, I started to feel like I was losing. And then I just started banging my tits, trying to get out of this thing. And then I heard the zipper rattling, and I was able to get it and pull myself out. But I will not go on many more camping adventures. I can promise you.
So it wasn't like what do they call it, like immersion therapy, where it was like, okay, so ooh, I did it, and now I'm free of my claustrophobia. You're like, no, it was worse. It got worse.
People say, hey, have you conquered your fears? Like, are you not scared of heights anymore?
Yeah.
I know that I don't want to do heights more now. It's not the other way around.
Confirmed. Fear
Even,
confirmed.
yeah, even you telling that, I'm like, I was feeling like the
uh,
tightness in my
Yeah.
chest. If I can't get out of jeans or a t-shirt, I will like panic. Like, get me out of this.
my ankle's stuck. That's funny.
uh,
Well, so Bethany, you said that you cast for Big Brother a little bit. This is my
Yeah.
first time meeting you. Danny doesn't really talk to me much anymore. What
uh-huh.
all? So what all do you cast for?
Well, I mean, in the past, I guess Big Brother, a lot of Bachelor, um, a lot of comp shows and a lot of dating shows.
Huh?
We're just wrapping up Golden Ticket, this Willy Wonka Netflix show, and I'm next doing Squid Game. So That's
So you
just a
stay
little
busy.
about
You got a
me.
couple.
Yeah, stay busy.
Any winners?
I mean, quite a few, but I mean, you know, it's funny that you say that. I feel like we don't really, people may see that and think that, but like, but in between casting people, like, we don't really think about that or talk about that because, well, first of all, a lot of the people that we get, we connect with you like after, like through the process, like you obviously
Sure.
become kind of like ours. But like the way that you get to us, especially when we're not recruiting anymore, is so random that you're almost like it's like a chance and luck thing of who you kind of grab, and then your relationship develops, you know, more like holding your hand through the process and like helping you, you know, kind of get to where you need to be. But yeah, so I don't,
Like I feel
So y'all aren't
like
like
we're
bragging with each other,
yeah,
going, "Oh,
not
look
uh
at
a,
this
not in
person."
any way at
no.
all.
we're
No.
we're
And
happy. Like I'm happy that you won.
oh,
I'm like,
Sure.
oh
of
yay! It's like
course.
especially just
Yeah.
knowing your journey. Um,
Yes.
but like yeah, I feel like I couldn't tell you how many people I put on shows that have won. I just thought I don't think it's something I really
Think
Right.
about.
about. And
So
Right.
like
also
the
like
casting,
But
I guess,
oh,
pool of people like y'all that do all that, it's not like y'all are competing against each other. It's a very good community.
yeah, I mean for the most part, when you're on a good team, you're on a good team, and it's like
Sure.
hmm.
so like we've been on teams where it's like, oh, I feel like this person will vibe more with you. Why don't you take them? This person feels like they might vibe more with you. Why don't you take them? It's just yeah, it's not
Yeah.
because it is a little bit, like that like you could have gone on and there could have been some crazy challenge thing that you just out first. Like it doesn't
Sure.
or you could win the whole thing. That's nothing casting people have done to find a winner kind of.
Right, exactly. But we definitely like Danny said, we will follow your journey and like connect with you and root for you through yours.
Sure.
But
And I guess that makes sense too, because I mean, at the end of the day, y'all aren't necessarily after y'all are all trying to create just a good show, not necessarily find a win. Like if you have a great person out there, I guess a personality, you cast a good, they don't win, that's not really a knock. They were good at what you're trying to do, right?
I was gonna say it works the other way also. So like, you know, say you're working on a project. I mean, I don't know if this has happened to anyone, not probably not either of us, but like maybe you don't get anyone on or your person doesn't do so well. Like that's not negative either. That you're not
Oh,
like being looked at that or judged by that.
sure.
It just kind of is what
Sometimes
it
can
is.
happen, right? You never know until you know, right? Until they get
Yeah.
on the big screen, you can't really know.
I
Yeah.
will say, like how you were saying, we're trying to make a good show or whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever we're doing pairs or threes or whatever, people will try to think of who they can win the show with, and
Mhm.
it's never about that for us. It's about who is the good pair for you for the show.
She travels the world. She's perfect. Amazing race.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh my God, the people Amazing Race who think that they're the perfect like pair and it's like
Doesn't work.
that's not who they're looking for.
I
But
will tell you that is one of the most one of the more boring things I feel like when people talk about the places they've been. Because there's just nothing like, okay, like I've been to Hong Kong, I've been to this,
yeah.
unless you have some crazy, fun, hilarious story about
Sure.
being there,
Yeah.
it's just like kind of uninteresting unless you've gone to like every continent and every major city in the world. Like it's just kind of like people love to tell us like something interesting about
I
you, and they're like, oh, I
I
went.
love to travel. Okay.
Well, I hate to travel if
Who
that helps.
doesn't? I mean, what person? Wait. Hold the phone. It's so funny. I literally was just about to say that
Yeah.
is such like a
Yes.
commonplace answer. And like, who doesn't love to travel? Did you just say you don't love to travel?
I didn't even have a passport before the show. I had to rush and get a passport. Never been out of the country. I'm a homebody. My friends say like I'm a extroverted introvert. Like I want to just hang out at my house. They're like, hey, let's go out. Let's go do this, that. I'm like, why don't y'all just come over? We'll drink at the house. Like I'm a very homebody person. I don't travel much. My fiance loves to travel. She wants to do these vacations, and I'm like, we could order takeout, get it in. We can do whatever you want.
So that hasn't changed. Well, by the way, I love that. I mean, I can relate to that a little bit, but I also do obviously love to like travel. Has that changed for you since you have like now gotten a passport and you've seen things and you've done things?
Unless there's $500,000 on the line, I don't think I'm leaving Louisiana.
Okay.
So
I'm good.
This show really was like the antithesis of everything that you like to do.
Yeah, right. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. I was like, "Oh, you're perfect for this show." I'm like, "Did y'all watch the show? This is not what I want to do."
I know, and I forget what we said to them, but like we couldn't say climb, I think, and we couldn't say mountain. So we said you're gonna traverse
You wouldn't tell me anything.
various terrain. I think that's what we
Yeah.
said.
I didn't know what we were doing. I didn't know if it was what we were going to be doing out there, a team thing, solo thing, what the goal was. I'm sitting here. I mean, so before I left, like the week before I left, I'm laying in bed with my fiance and I can't sleep, right? I've been told I'm on. I know I'm leaving. I'm preparing for it. And I start to just get like, oh, what am I doing here? Like they ask me questions. Are you scared of heights? Are you doing all this in the interviews? And I'm starting to think, first off, my biggest fear was they're going to have us damn skydive. I didn't know what they were going to have us do because I didn't know where we were going. And I'm like, if they want me to do some of these things, I'm going to literally on national television back out and I'll never live it down. And it was an emotional time leading up to it.
Did you think about backing out when you got there and you saw this huge mountain?
Once it was on, it was on. Game time. I was ready to roll.
Skydiving is my biggest fear. I don't think I will ever do it. I have no desire to do it.
No. I figured you would, Danny. I figured you would skydive at one
Yeah, that
point.
surprises me a little bit
And I
too.
don't want to
Yeah.
bungee jump. I don't want to bungee jump.
Well,
I don't want to
I
skydive. I don't want to do any of those things.
agreed about bungee. I think there's a huge difference between bungee jumping and skydiving. Because like skydiving, you're
Yes.
seeing the world and you're, oh my God, you're like flying, but you're just like boing, and it could snap and break, and that is not
Oh,
worth it.
No, it's not worth it. I'm not doing that for sure.
terrifying. All right, I feel like we're almost at time here, but I guess. Oh wait, you know what I wanted to say to you, Nick? I feel like you'd be a great sports caster. Have you thought about that or no?
People tell me I have a radio voice, but I haven't
Yeah.
I haven't done anything
Like
with
I'm
it.
always when I watch sports, like once
What?
like
When are you watching
million
It's
years.
like every Saturday.
Yeah, like, I feel like I hear them and I'm always impressed by just how they are able to just talk and 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 talk. And I feel like you could do that.
My fiance is not impressed with how I can talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. So at least somebody will be happy about it. That'll be perfect. It'll be perfect.
I love that. So what are your future plans? You're getting married and
I'm getting married. Waiting for her to get out of school so we can move on to a new chapter in our life right now. Keeping the hopes up for a potential callback for something else, maybe. There's a couple that I would love to go on that I think, once again, I just feel like I wasn't able to do as much as I wanted to looking back at it just because of the way the game was and the strategy around the game. I want to be on something where I can do a little more.
Jesus, it's like you
Do you,
climbed the mountain, you won the
I
damn thing.
know.
I want to go for another one.
Awesome, Nick. Thank you for hopping on. It was so good seeing you, chatting again.
Yes, Nick, we loved having you. Thank you so much.
Great meeting you, Bethany. Thank you. Danny, quit being a stranger. Looking for a phone call here soon.
I keep checking my mail and I still don't have a.
Thank y'all for the time. Keep up the great work.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Nick.
Nick.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, he's so funny.
yay.
How ultra competitive he is. I'm just not like that at
At all, in the slightest. I mean, especially when it comes to like sports and climbing mountains and stuff, but also just in general, that's just not who I am.
all. Like I would throw maybe 10 marbles in a can and then be like, okay, goodbye. Like
It wouldn't even occur to me to throw marbles or to like keep myself, ready to be hand-eye coordination. Mm-mm.
That is wild though. How I did not realize what a big fear of heights he has.
Well, it's crazy that he went on the show, that he like stayed, especially if he thought it was going to be skydiving. I mean, he was gonna have to face that fear too.
Yeah, I mean, I will get sweaty palms in like a skyscraper.
Yeah, seriously, yeah, looking out a window. It's
Yeah,
crazy that he did that. Yeah.
and I also
I
don't
don't know
even
that
like.
I would have.
No, I think
Mm-mm.
I also don't like touching windows high up, leaning on them. Because I'm always like, we don't know what
Dan-
class this is.
Danny, I don't like standing on balconies because I'm always like, we don't know who built this balcony.
100%. Oh my gosh, there was a balcony when I was traveling for Big Brother Canada it was like a one person balcony. It looked like it was, and they just jut out. It's like, to me, that defies like physics. It's just something that's jutting out of a building that has a lot of weight on it. Like, with
I know.
usually,
Yeah, there's nothing right. It just doesn't make sense. And those are called Juliet balconies, I think. Isn't that romantic?
oh my gosh,
Hmm.
I'm seeing End Juliet this weekend. Have you seen that?
Wait, say that one more time.
I'm seeing End Juliet.
No, I have not seen that.
What is the last musical you saw?
Oh my gosh. I feel like a musical, oh God, maybe The Wiz. No, it had to be something since then. I feel like I see a lot of plays, a lot of concerts more, but I feel
Yeah.
like I see a lot of shows. I don't remember. What about you, besides?
Well, Backstreet Boys at the Sphere.
Well, yes, but that's not a right, right,
Oh,
right. But
right. Okay,
musical
sorry.
wise, yes, yeah, yeah. Because concert wise, I mean,
Musical. Oh, was Redwood. It was with the Idina Menzel where she's climbing a tree.
oh my God, yes.
I actually liked it, but it got like bad
I
reviews.
know,
And
but I
then I
love her
saw
so
before
much.
that I saw Sunset Boulevard with Nicole, who was literally
Mm,
everywhere.
yeah.
Everywhere. You cannot turn a channel without seeing that woman.
Honestly, well deserved. I feel like she is finally getting her flowers
Yeah,
because she's been really talented and not like, acknowledged for a long time.
for sure. For sure.
Mm.
Um,
But you know who did get their flowers and their money is Nick, and he was so good, and I'm so happy that we had him
yeah.
as a guest. And until next time.
Until next time. Bye.